Welcome back, guys. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of the current meta, but today we want to climb a bit the ranks to Diamond 1, as I'm currently Diamond 5, and normally in every season I reach Diamond 1. I'm not sure if I can do it this season around, because as I already said, I really don't enjoy the meta. I really don't enjoy the Ishizu pile decks that mill all the time. It's a very uninteractive meta, and I think that the most fun metas are the ones where there is a lot of interaction, where you can do stuff on your opponent's turn, where maybe your opponent can do stuff on your turn. That's why I think that, for example, the deck Flew on the Reese is very annoying to play against, because it always does something on your turn, but it's really fun to play this deck because you are the one who is interacting, you are the one who can make moves, and I think that makes the deck fun. I'm really looking forward to the Tier Element Ishizu format, which will come in round about 2 weeks, when the Tier Element cards will hit this game, but until then I will not play super intensive. But let's see what we can do here. I also find it very hard to climb at the moment. Don't matter what deck I take. I cannot really climb with the Sprite deck. I can climb with the Labyrinth deck. I also cannot climb with my branded deck. So I decided to take the deck to ladder that I first took when I reached Diamond 1, and that is Swordsoul Tenny, which is, I think, still a good deck. I had a list on Master Duel Meta which performed really good in the Duelist Cup second stage, and I decided to just take this list and see how good it does. I especially like this tag here, Crimson Blader, which is a Synchro 8 monster, which you can easily make with this deck. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, your opponent cannot normal or special summon level 5 or higher monster during their next turn. So this basically locks your opponent out of doing really meaningful plays with their extra deck. So it's basically like you have used a dimension barrier or something like that. So really strong card if it resolves, and that is why this is in here. This deck also plays triple blackout, which I find pretty interesting, but let's see how that works. And also a lightning storm and one Raigeki, I guess, to, if you go second, to break the board. But we will see how this works out. Let's take, and as you can see, I've already amassed some gems for the Tier Element. When they come out, we will open a lot of packs. Let's just take this bad boy to the ranks, and as you can see here, yeah, we're doing not that great right now. We are Diamond 5, and like in the last days I always played like a bit. I always played like 3-4 games a day, but in the end I've always ended up back at the bottom of Diamond 5, so nothing goes well for me here. But let's see what we can do here today. I guess this will be like 30-40 minutes of gameplay. Let's see how well this works, and let's see what our first opponent has in store for us. Yep, so our opening does not look that bad, considering, like, if we get these Ecclesia through, then this can be good with the Moyi. This gets ashed, then our turn is basically over. Okay, nice, we get through, and we go for the Moyi. Like, this is a pretty consistent deck. In the comments I was, what I'm going to show him, I guess Taya. In the comments I was asked if the guy was asking if he should buy or like craft this deck. And I think that you can craft this deck. This is a pretty consistent deck and has been for quite a while now. And I think this will stay consistent. Of course, in the upcoming Tier Element format, the Tier Element deck will be the best deck by far. And I do not think that Swordsoul will come close. But there will be times when Tier Element will leave the format, and then Swordsoul can come back and be strong again. So I think it's a good investment. You will not enjoy, it's the wrong word, you will not regret it. So go for it. And at this point, by the way, if you have never played Swordsoul, you want to activate the Grandmaster first, so it get chain blocked by the Moyi. So if he ashes you, he will ash the Moyi and not the Grandmaster, because this is a search where you can like choose what you get, and this is only a draw a random card. So we go for the Long Yarn. Do we drop the Blackout or the Taya? Like, I would like to keep the Taya for follow-up, but the Blackout is way better for the board. So let's drop the Taya. I value the strong board more than I value the follow-up. because in an ideal world we will win this game after the first turn. So that's what we are going for here. This, by the way, is like the basic play you make with this deck. One Grandmaster and one Baron, so you have the Monster Negate, the Omni Negate here, and then we also have Maxi, which we will drop on his turn. We have the Blackout, which you can use after you have used this effect. Let's put the cross out here, let's put this on, and let's pass over to him, and then in the draw phase, we will throw the Maxi. Obviously, you could wait with throwing the Maxi, but as Triple Tactics Talent is a card that is very much played a lot, actually at this moment, I like to drop this in the draw phase. So he goes called by, and we will cross out this. Oh, damn it. Okay, guys. Just say nothing. Just pretend that this did not happen. Let's pretend I crossed out the foolish. Always in these live games, guys. I always make the mistakes when we come to the live games. And that answers the question why I am still not a Diamond 1 at this moment. Oopsie daisy. But okay, let's see what we can do here. At least this is only heroes. Heroes 60 cards, interesting. I guess he goes for Stratos. El Stratos. Which this was, oh, he goes for this one. Isn't this like, if a card battles, you can tell, blah blah blah, and yeah, quick effectiveness, yeah, okay. So Ferris is black, it's at one from the deck to the graveyard. Yeah, sure, let us banish the long yarn and just negate this. So we have the negate used of the card, and then we can use the blackout and tribute this. We don't want to tribute this when this still has its effect, of course. And now he gets attack or what? That was it, right? Let me read this again. You can discard this card and target a gain attack. You can discard one humans. So the problem is when it gets to 5, you can battle over our Baron, which I cannot black out. So basically, I will have to negate this. Otherwise, I lose the Baron and lose the negate. And then he can play in main phase 2. So yeah. Fortunately, I needed to do this. Okay. Triple tactics. Take our Baron, I guess. Not yet. Question is if I can... I guess you go for the Baron, right? To pop the card. Oh, really? Crazy. That's crazy. This is negated, but still can obviously... Like, even if a card is negated, it can still pay its costs, indicated by the semicolon on the card, which would be... Where is it? Here, you can banish one hero monster from your graveyard. There is a semicolon, meaning this part is the cost, and even though a card is negated, it still can pay its cost. And you have to pay cost before your opponent can, like, ash you, for example. So just imagine how, like, in what good position we would be if I had not, like, cross or designated my own Maxi thing. That was just, yeah, super bad. So this doesn't look good. But yeah, I mean, that's my own fault. So we basically can pass over here because there's no need to use Regeki. Yeah. I think that's over. There's nothing we can do here. Let's pass to him. Don't want to Regeki this because you can just destroy the Regeki and then it just comes back next round. So let's see if he can kill us here next round. Maybe we can draw like a Taya so we can make a Swordsoul play. So yeah, guys, obviously this is on me for like crossout designator my own Maxi, or crossout designating or not crossout designating the Foolish Burial. My fault. So let's see what he can do here. Let's see if he can kill us. Ash it to summon another one. Yeah, sure. Sure. I guess the next turn will be our last turn, so let's make it count. By the way, guys, do you like this? The Gaia with the how is the dragon called? But the Gaia on the dragon. I do not like it from the look. I really don't like it. It's looks super strange. I prefer the starters here, which you can get for free, by the way, when you play through all the solo campaigns. Okay, so this is enough to kill me, right? If he switches this. So let's surrender. This is on me, guys. I guess with an activated Maxi, we would have won this game. So my fault. I will not be mad when it comes to Swordsoul. This was on me. Oh, we are lucky today when we're going firsts. By the way, the Pokemon coffee mug. Like my girlfriend gave this to me when I was sick. It was pretty nice. All right. Oh man, awesome. All right. At least we've got the Maxi. Always a valuable card. Let's see, guys. Of course, we want to go for the Shishao. To then, this goes first, the other card can then chain block the Shishao. No, we don't want to activate Maxi, which I did in the last longer play video. Oh, we draw the long yarn. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to like get to the graveyard then? So we do it this way. We get the Taya. Yes, please. So we can then. And by the way, I'm dropping this now because I do not have like an important follow-up in my deck. I don't have the Protoss in this deck. It's not in the list. So if I would have had that Protoss, I would have used the Swordsoul Emergence to get the Protoss. But the idea here is that I have the Taya for follow-up next turn. And once again, we will, in a draw phase, throw the Maxi out. Of course, this time our position is worse. Last time we had more stuff on the end board, but if we are successfully resolving the Maxi, I guess then it's fine. This time I cannot sabotage myself, but let's see. I could Baron de Fleur my own Maxi, of course. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to Baron de Fleur the Ash here because I really want the Maxi to go through. Because it's the best card in the game. I think there's no denying that. Sure, that looks like Sprite then. It's no denying that Maxi is the best card in the game, as it forces your opponent to basically skip his turn. The worst feeling you can have, in my opinion, is when the opponent builds a big board and then you are like, okay, I can maybe break the board. But then your opponent, is it worth to do it? No, it isn't, right? But then your opponent also activates Maxi and you are basically, the game is basically over. Because if you break his board with all your stuff, then he will draw 10,000 cards and then next turn he will just kill you. So That's by far the worst thing that can happen in this game. We will negate this for sure. I like to banish this because then I can get this back to hand with one of the tennies, with the rank 2 tenny, which I don't have at the moment, but that's the reason why I am banishing this and not another card. From a graveyard special summon, so that he cannot do at this moment. This was his normal summon, right? Yeah, sure. Go for it. This doesn't seem to be the mill variant. Does seem to be a like normal punk variant. Sure. Ogre Dance. This is the one I'm talking about, the Adhara. So when this is engraved, you can banish it, given you have a non-effect monster on the field. And then you could, or I could, get this back to hand, and then, of course, activate it again to get one level 10 monster. Psychic End, which we also have in this deck here, by the way. Which is a card I do not, once per turn, target, banish them. Okay, so banish this measure, that's alright. While you appear less than equal to this summons unaffected card effects, okay. So I basically have to battle over this, unaffected by card effects, okay, okay. But now my life points are less than him. Oh, they are. So this is now not longer unaffected by card effects, which is quite good for me, because that means I can simply destroy it now. So let's see. Can we get rid of this? Awesome. Let's start with Ecclesia, because is it free? And let's go for Moyi. So if everything works out, we can use every Swordsoul monster. We can go for another Swordsoul with the Emergence. Let's show him the Adhara. Get our token. And now the thing is, I would like to go for Baxia, but Baxia makes more sense to do with Taya. So let's go for Taya. We will make a monster out of this in a moment. Let's send the Emergence. Of course, we are hard losing to Nibiru right here, but we have already lost our Baron Negate, so we cannot really do anything against this. Let's go for Baxia so we can spin 2 cards back. That would be his Punisher. We go with this first, and then we can also... Yes, please. This also back. And we can also use the Taya to get one of our tennies into grave. I tend to go for the Adhara on the big guy. This one. Ashuna, sorry. And now they are back. Awesome. For 6, so basically, yeah, we can go for the drag. Okay. I would have gone for the Dragite here to have a spell and trap negate. Then we would have gone for the Long Yarn and also would have gotten rank 10 or Synchro 10 on the board. And that would have basically been game. So let's see if we can get another lucky coin flip, giving us the first turn. Nice one. Oh, we are lucky today, guys. The game wants us to win. The game wants me to go to Diamond 4 finally. Which I would like, because since they revamped the reward structure for the ladder, reaching Diamond 1 is really worth it in terms of how much gems you get. Okay, once again we are starting with the Moyi. This is the basic starter that you always want to start with, just hoping that we are not getting impermanence here, because then our turn would be over. Please don't. Please don't do it. And there it is. And that is the end of our turn. So next thing we need to do is play the Max C minigame, in which we try to resolve Max C, and the opponent tries to counter the Max C, which will decide the game. That is why Max C is so fun. No guys, I'm obviously kidding. I really enjoy playing the TCG without Max C. I really dislike this card. Yeah, but let's see if we can get it through. Okay, this time we unfortunately cannot counter the Ash, but I guess it fits that the guy with the Ash sleeves pulls out the Ash against our Max C. So let's see if we can survive this turn. What is good for us in theory is that we can like negate one of his plays, so he maybe cannot kill us this turn depending on... Oh, okay, wow, that's all he had. Okay, I guess that looks good for us then. So yeah. Problem being now that we don't have a Swordsoul in grave. This is a tuner, right? So level 7, that is what we could do. We could go for, isn't like, this is the only level 7 I have, right? I've never summoned this guy. One can target card. Tag 1, you control one card your opponent controls. So in this card you control this target. So yeah. Let's do this. Let's go for this play. So because we don't need our 2 ashes, and then we can push a bit more damage, and we can also get the Swordsoul of Moye into grave for next turn to have it in the grave for Taya. And we are also, of course, getting the draw, which maybe we can draw into something useful here. Oh, that's not bad. Let's go battle, and let's push 2/6 into his face and go for the next round of the Maxi minigame. It's like being on like the carnival and the guy at the it's called Losbude in Germany, where you can buy like the paper thing and maybe win a big stuffed animal, and he's like, oh, you want another round of Maxi? Okay, yeah, another round, yeah. Okay, this time we are getting the Maxi through. Awesome. So maybe he will just pass again. Okay. This looks good for us. I think the Master Duel gods are on our side today. So let's see, if we get the Taya through, then we will be able to finish the game. Could also destroy this. I mean, of course, now it's too late. Is there only the Mori? There's only the Mori, right? Okay. Sure, go for it. So, yeah, this wouldn't have changed anything then. We do not have... What can we special summon? Okay. Okay, so we could go for the Shaman, but then we could go for the Shaman. Then this is a worm. We could revive the Taya. Or isn't this... Is 3000... this is not enough, right? So the Shaman... Let me think of a moment. The Shaman is 1/6. We can revive the Taya then. Taya can use the effect to banish this. And then we have a rank 8 play available for us, which we could go into this guy. But then... this is basically the end. But I guess at least we can go for like maybe the Grandmaster can get another blackout, have then a negate on the field, or we can go for the Draco. I think this makes sense, to be honest. Yeah, so let's go for this. This makes sense. It ends us on a better board than our board is right now. We are getting a negate. So let's think about which card is the most useless in this case. I would say we drop the Called by the Grave, and then we target the Taya. Please don't interrupt us here, because then this would have been a bad trade. Then just go for the Taya. Let's banish this and get our token. Hopefully, Ghost Ogre. That's bad. And we dropped the Foolish Burial. even worse. Okay. Still getting our token. Yeah, that's bad. So in the end, this didn't work out for us. But we still have the Raigeki, so even if he builds something up, we can then destroy it after. Yeah, imagine we would have pitched the Raigeki or the Ash Blossom, then we could have like foolish this and would be in a way better spot now. But I guess you never know. Awesome. So we could, in theory, go for this again. No, we can't, right? But yeah, we can go for him. To get, okay, max C, we Ash, do we Ash this? Let's give me a sec. I guess we do, right? Because we now can summon we can go into level 11, right? We can go into the End Punisher and then finish it. So yeah, let's go for the Ash. Let's go for it. And then we have our tuner, and yeah, he scoops and we win the game. Awesome. Let's continue on this good winning streak. I guess in order to climb, I always have to like do live games for you guys, because then it seems that I'm doing way better than playing on my own. Oh, once again, isn't it like the fourth time going first, guys? Crazy. Let's see how far we can go here. Let's see. Always like to check out the deck size of the enemy. Damn, we are really like, max C is like, it's really max C town for us here. Ah, that's bad. At least we can go for the tire play. Go this goes to grave, Taya can then activate its effect. Banish this. Imperm. Ghost Ogre again, okay. There's a lot of Ghost Ogre running around. Okay. Still getting the token. No, doesn't make any sense. Alright, once again, let's go for the maxi game. Isn't that always fun? Let's see. So at the end of the draw phase, if he does not want to do anything, then we are allowed to do something. So we get the opportunity to do something then, which is the point at which we can activate our maxi. So the turn player, which is him, has priority, and then we get our priority when he wants to switch into the next phase. Not right now. So this was his normal summon standby. I think he just wants to kill the token. Alright. And I think that will then be his turn, I guess. Yeah. Alright. So let's go for some top deck magic here. Nice one. That's what I'm talking about. So let's special summon the Ecclesia. And let's see if we can get this through. Okay, Smashers. Sure. Yeah. This is a quick effect. So this is the mistake I often made when playing against Ecclesia. Because Ecclesia is a quick effect, you obviously oh yeah, right, I have to oh yeah, okay, forget what I said. It's like training. Okay, I have to get this to the board first, of course. So let's think about it. Does it make any difference? It doesn't, right? So I could go for Moji Banish here. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, my bad. I was thinking like, but of course, this resolves now. Yeah. And so once again, we are throwing the max C in the draw phase. Though, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. No, let's keep it. Because maybe he doesn't has a play, doesn't special on this card from hand. Okay, nice. So we are throwing it now. Because only having 3 cards in the hand could have also meant that he does not have a play to make. Okay, that's bad. That's very unfortunate. What did you drop? The kid? No, right? Oh, the kid. Okay, that's bad. So he basically has the train going now. Yeah, this can send another card to grave. Oh no, to hand, right, sorry. Yeah, the good thing is that, yeah, these are banished now, and now I can imperm this. And even though he can play his kid, there is nothing left in the grave to banish. So good for us. Though he still can go for like Link 2, I guess. Oh, it's a sprite variant, okay. I thought it was like the pure Tri-Brigade variant. But it is the sprite one. So that is looking pretty bleak because obviously you can go into blue, jet, red, carrot, and so on. And I think we are scooping here because I do not see myself coming back from this with the one hand card. Okay guys, let's maybe go for maybe one more win, but as you can see we are basically back at the start again. We started at needing 5 wins to be able to rank up, and now we need 4 wins, so yeah. I guess the problem, it's crazy how often we get the first going first coin flip. But I think the problem is that in order to climb to Diamond 1, you really have to go for more games than we do right now, like 5 games. Which I guess are like all the games I will play today on Master Duel. I will play a bit on Dueling the Nexus, the TCG format, as I do enjoy that more. But yeah, you have to do a lot more games to climb to Diamond 1 than 5, but I really don't like the current meta game. But let's think about this for a moment. So we can then go, we can get this in. So let's first get this into grave and get a monk on the field. Let's get this into grave, get the monk on the field, and then go for the emergence. Hopefully this does not get ashed, because then our turn is over. And our turn is over. But once again, notice we have the Maxi, like we had in every... Didn't we add Maxi in every starting hand? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, so that's the end of our turn. In this case, I will throw the Maxi in the draw phase, because now he has 5 cards in hand, and the likelihood that he has a play to make, I would say, is very high. So let's see if this can go through. Classic Maxi game, and we are through. And this time, fortunately, we have follow-up with another Swordsoul emergence. Let's hope that we do not get ashed again. Oh, alright, there's our follow-up in case of getting ashed. Awesome. So let's go for Moye. And maybe he will scoop, depending on what he has in hand. Notice that here, let's show this. We could have gone and still could go for a safer route. I think we will do this now. Because making the Baron earlier in the turn protects you from Nibiru. Though I don't think that many people are main decking Nibiru, because against Sprite it's not that good. So let's go for this first, as we already obviously have the Long Yarn. You can do this when you already have the Long Yarn. Otherwise you would need to make the Grandmaster first to search the Long Yarn, which we don't need to do in this moment. And this constellation here on the field, together with the Grandmaster, this is always like the kill. So you get 1200 damage from the effect of Longyan, and this is 6800 damage exactly. So we will pop the monster, then we normally I will pop the back row, but as we can like kill him when we pop the monster, we will do this. So let's draw a random card, Ash, awesome, and we will go for the blackout to have like, if we don't win this round, so we can use the blackout together with the monk. So let's pop the monster and go for the kill here. And we still have obviously the Baron negate. Yeah, sure, do it. I will not Ash this. Yeah, do it. Alright. Because it doesn't matter on our turn, right? And we have it, guys. Awesome. This was a quick one. But shows again what Maxi can do. Maxi is just busted. Maxi is just, hey guy, please skip your whole turn. And the opponent is, okay, I guess I have to comply. Alright, let's go for like the last one guys, okay. I'm feeling it. We are lucky with our coin flips. Let's go for one more and see if we can get like the 6th coin flip in a row, which we can't. So now we are going second. Let's see. Now we'll see what this deck is made of. But overall, I would say that Swordsoul is a deck that can go second quite well. Maybe not especially with this hand. I mean, the hand is fine, but it's not like super amazing. We can go for the Vishuddha. Yeah, I will Ash this. We can go for the Vishuddha, go into the Monk, then Vishuddha is in the grave, allowing us to use the Taya to banish the Vishuddha and then go into our basic place. And we still, we also have a blackout, but we don't have any board breakers, so if he manages to recruit his full board, which this looks Drytronish, if he manages to get his Drytron board on the field, then this game, I guess it's over. This will get the Meteonis Drytron, which is one of the coolest looking cards in the game, and definitely one of the coolest looking ritual cards. Ah, okay, it's Megalith, okay. So I'm not super familiar with this archetype, to be honest. Quick effect, now this effect with the summon. Okay, so that's not super important here. But there is the Drytron stuff also incorporated within the list. Let's see if we can break this. Cyber Angel Ben 10, which is, I think, at 1, right? It's like limited. And there is it. Meteonis Drytron. It's so cool. I like the looks of the card. Like a friend of mine also really likes to play this deck. Like I once watched him play, and I think this is like not a deck for me, because he ended up with this, with the Herald of the, I don't know what it's called, Herald of the Infinite, I don't know. And then he had like 5 cards in hand, like 5 fairies, and the enemy had 5 cards in hand, and the Herald basically can negate any card. So enemy had 5 cards in hand, he had 5 fairies in hand, so he basically just could negate any card of the opponent, and yeah, that was it. And I was thinking like, okay, I personally like the more complex decks. Okay, so this is our turn then. I think Beatrice can... if this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card in the central grave, you can special summon. Okay, so yeah, this is not really important at this moment. So we get the Lightning Storm here, funnily enough, our board breaker, but we cannot use it. Yeah, we will Ash this. Let's go for this, because in my mind this should be the last turn of the game if we can manage it correctly. So let's use our interruptions here. As I said, we will start with the Vishuddha, special summoning it to field, and then going for the Monk. And once again, as we can... So this works out, right? Because we have the Monk here, obviously it would be awesome if we could just bounce this back. Now we can go for the kill like I showed you last turn, because we have the setup again, which is enough to kill the opponent. So you go to this, then just go into the Grand Master. You obviously need another Swordsoul card in hand to be able to do this, but this one we have. And now we can also pitch another Vishuda. No, not Vishuda, sorry. And no, Vishuda, okay. I'm always mixing these guys up. So can we activate this guy? You can banish if you control a face-up non-effect monster, which we do. So we get this into grave. And we get this to our hand. Yes, please. So reason being is I want to spin this back to the extra deck, because it said that when it gets destroyed, it will summon a Burning Abyss monster. So this actually would stop us from having the lethal blow. So that's why I wanted to push this back. And we get the win. Awesome, guys. So I feel this was quite a good run. We are now only 2 wins away from Diamond 4. This was quite a good run. Thank you guys for being here. I intend to keep these videos a bit shorter, as I'm seeing in my analytics that the basic the average watch time is like 8 minutes or something. So I guess you guys don't really like the super long videos, don't really like to stay for the whole time. I hope you like this. I think as I always this is always my opinion about Swordsoul. I think this is a pretty solid deck. As you saw, this can go and run with the meta pretty well. This is not the best deck at the moment, and the times when this was the best deck, they are long gone. And I think in the future, at least as far as we know from the OCG and TCG, this will not become the best deck again. But this is still a pretty solid deck. The only bad thing being that there is not a specific secret pack for this archetype. So building the Swordsoul deck, that is a bit expensive. I was lucky that when I started playing Master Duel, there was still this, I'm not quite sure how the name was, Refined Blade, I think. There was a selection pack, and the selection pack had like the Grandmaster, the Moyi, and I also think these 2 in it. And I also think it has the Draco Berserk in it. I'm not quite sure. So it had a lot of Swordsoul card in it, which then I could buy and complete this deck. And I really enjoyed this. As I said, like the first season I got to Diamond 1, it was with the Swordsoul deck, and I think this can still do it. As you saw, those were some good games for us. And yeah, thank you for being here. Please comment below if you liked the video, if you like these kind of videos. And I hope you have a great day, and we will see each other in the next one.